E-learning, as we understand that the child in the class requires interest. He is bored of the poor teaching skills of the classroom and of that of the teacher. So e-learning gives him a little interest of multimedia, means audio, video and text. He is not interested in only audio, that too of a teacher. He needs some change in the classroom in the form of video, text, and e-learning is the best support for enhancing the interest of the child in the classroom. Probably that is the reason that the child takes interest. Now the child says, oh, I'm going to deliver, I'm going to watch eruption of volcano in my classroom today. I'm going to have a visit of the Disneyland today through the e-learning scenario. So he's excited to come to school.
Yeah.
That is there.
So what are your views on open and distance learning?
Well, I think today open learning and distant learning, it all depends on the choice. It is not at all of the belief that distance learning is a substitute or a subsidiary. No, it gives you equal opportunity and experience to club and follow your resume in the best pattern. I believe that the person should be equally moduled and everyone should go for distance learning, at least one course in life, because he is experiencing both the worlds together, and what he's learning actually is the experience of not the classroom presence. When I'm talking of professional degrees, he's actually learning from the experience he's facing. So probably distance learning is a good option, and everyone should have at least one course. See, I've done this through distance learning because I had this experience. At the same time, this is related to my job, so I've opted for it. It's my choice, and ultimately, trust me, it works wonders.
Yeah. Dheeraj, according to you, what are the issues and challenges in K-12 education in India?
As a vendor or as a recipient of that?
Both.
Both, okay. As a recipient, we need to have and cater to all what is provided today. Like, we need to know how to operate an e-learning scenario and how to be the party to it. Like today, we may not be having that teleconferencing or video conferencing, but it's not far off, probably 6 months or 1 year from now. We have schools penetrating through learning of video conferencing module. Like, as you know, Facebook has dwelled with Skype. Now Facebook is delivering that video conferencing. So there is certain of the fact that tomorrow the classrooms start using Facebook for actually talking to the parents, and the classroom scenario being discussed parallelly and getting inputs from the parents. See, this is the learning scenario of the child and the classroom. What are your suggestions to it? So this is how K-12 scenario applicates to learning, but it cannot exist without ICT. As what you have asked question, yes, I agree with you. Existence of a proper classroom scenario or a quality classroom scenario cannot exist without ICT implementation.
Yeah. What is your message to the educationists and policymakers to improve K-12 education in India?
See, first of all is training of teachers and parents. You need to involve the parents as a networked force. You need to give a say to the parents and ask them, see, what you want from the child, please give us in writing. We are going to implement that, because parents are not fools. They are also educated. They are educated to the extent that they don't have time to teach. Probably that's the reason they are sending their children to your school. So they should not be left out. They should be involved in the decision making process and see that we follow to their inputs and their desires. This is what I would expect.
Yeah. One last question: who is your role model and what is your dream? And before that, I would like to ask you, how can we able to achieve the goals of inclusive education?
Well, this is again an important part of education system. But at the same time, with practice and with motivation, we can involve that type of education as well. But we need to have proper guidance and motivation from our experts. And I believe the principals have a wider role to implement that, because they need to motivate the children and the staff at the school to implement this type of inclusive education. And the second part you asked about my role model. Well, I am fortunate to have received the National Teacher Award by the hands of former President Sir Abdul J. Kalam. And he is my role model because he taught me a lesson which I actually tell to my colleagues, teachers and students, that having a small aim in life is the biggest crime in the world. So one should have always big aim in life, and that is what I believe in. Have a big aim in life and go for it. Thank you.
What is your dream?
Dream is to promote quality education world over, where no child is left behind, and literacy should be a priority by all the governments, because unless or until a child is literate, the future has no pace to development. Thank you.